Hi, I'm Gary Power. Welcome to the bridging course between Level 1 Inspector as we move across to coaching for the A-League and NYL season in 2009-2010. What we're going to look at today is the educational structure that we need for referees, the information that we want to get across to them, and how best to do it. Essentially, when a referee referees, the thing they're after in a game is just one thing only. We've talked about this many times in the past, and that word is control. But control is not what we've often used or assumed is control. Control is not physical dominance over the players. Control is more like leadership. It's about driving people forward. It's not about being the captain of a team, but it's about being the leader of a country and making the hard decisions at times, but constantly trying to focus the players' attention back on the game. It's about, in reality, about creating a safe environment where all the players have the opportunity to do their work, to display their skills and to participate in the game. That's what we mean by control. Now, if we work our way back, we're going to come over to here and we're going to find that there's going to be 4 learning areas, and then there's a way we implement it to get control. The first of the 4 learning areas is in fact the laws of the game. And most places in the world, including Australia, get most of them right all the time. We don't get them all right because refereeing is not about black and white. There is no single little line that divides fair from foul. Refereeing is about making the decisions in those areas of grey. It's a difficult job, but it can be done a lot more easily when we know more about it. So the laws of the game. What do we need to know apart from just the laws themselves? Well, we need to know the components of the laws that are important for control. One is getting the decisions correct. Now, certainly players will accept it when the referee puts his hand up and says, sorry, I got it wrong. But you can't use that excuse on every decision in a game. Referees can and should use it when they make a mistake, but effectively we want them to get their decisions correct. The next one, key point, is what we call consistent. Now, clubs and players and spectators and people in the media have called for consistency between referees for many, many years. It's never ever going to be 100% consistent. But if we start with the definition, the consistency is about applying all of the laws over all of the field for all of the game. That's what it's about. Many years ago, I went to Fiji to conduct an inspector's course, and we flew in during a part of an AFC tournament. What we did is we went out, and there was the game that would determine who would play Australia in the final of this competition for a chance to go through to the World Cup. So we arrived with about 10-15 minutes to go. And it's New Zealand versus Vanuatu. New Zealand only need a draw to go through. Vanuatu need to win. And it's a desperate attack by New Zealand. The Vanuatu guys are pushing back, defending stoutly, countering all the New Zealand moves. And then, in the second last minute of extra time, the referee gives a free kick against the Vanuatu goalkeeper for taking more than the 6 seconds. Well, the Vanuatu bench went crazy. And then when New Zealand put that indirect free kick, after being touched by another player, into goal, the Vanuatu guys just went absolutely ballistic. When I spoke to the referee after the game, I asked him what had happened, and he said to me, Gary, the goalkeeper had been wasting time for the whole of the match. He said, I was just sick and tired of it, so I penalised him. I said, so what the referee did was he opened himself up to a huge amount of criticism because he wasn't consistent. If he'd have penalised the goalkeeper at the start of the game, every time the goalkeeper wasted time, the pressure at the end wouldn't have come on. What happened was the Vanuatu perspective was the Australian referee had actually manipulated the situation so that New Zealand got a free kick and New Zealand would go through. All of the laws over all of the field for all of the game. And it means that you have to treat similar incidents in a similar manner. The next thing we look at is advantage. And remember, please, advantage isn't having the ball at your feet. Advantage isn't maybe getting the ball. Advantage is about two things combining: possession, or the ability to get possession, and the opportunity to do something with it. Possession itself is not advantage. How many times do you see a player caught up against the edge of the field and he's getting smacked across the back of the neck, hacked around the ankles, and the referee's just not doing anything because the ball is at his feet? It's not advantage because he has no opportunity to do anything. Advantage is only advantage when possession and opportunity combine. Let's have a look at another little one. And this is ELB, elbows and handball. Right, why are we going to look at those? Well, because they're both fairly current topics of discussion. If you're going to elbow a player, your body will tense up. You'll look at the other player and you will throw the elbow into the player. You won't be looking for the ball, you'll be looking for the other player. You may not have your head turned, but you'll definitely have your eyes turned. And if you have a look, the fist will be clenched. When you jump for a ball, normally the hand is open or partly open. It's when you want to do some damage, it clenches. That's one of what I call the 97% rules. 97% of the time, that's accurate. Same thing applies for handball. 97% of the time, if the player's deliberately handling the ball, the fists will clench to stiffen up the arm to take the ball down. Obviously, there's times when they'll use the whole of the hand, but that's it. Referees should not give free kicks just because the ball hits the arm. It's not the rules. It's not the laws. It's not part of the game. Accidents happen. Hitting the ball hitting against the arm is an accident and it shouldn't apply. So, there's the first one of our 4 learning areas and some of the key points in there.